Today is another day. We're talking about the life of Nigerian women entrepreneurs and their survival power in business. And I can't think of any better person to talk to, especially one in another aspect of the fashion industry, the world of jewelry. She's made a major impact as a jeweler. She's an award-winning jeweler. She's a mentor to a lot of jewelers out there. And she's also played a major role in a body that, governs the affairs that concerns fashion. You are on to In Conversation with Susan Eyo-Ikpe, brought to you by Glam and Essence magazine from Lagos, Nigeria. We're still in the COVID mood. It's not a good mood, but that's where we are because I'm here in Nigeria on account of the COVID-19. And I thank God that the curve is beginning to flatten in some areas, and Nigeria is no exception. We hope that, it just goes away. So this evening, I want to say welcome to everyone who's going to be joining us as we progress this evening. And of course, I will have to formally introduce my guest, my special guest today. She's someone I love dearly. I'm actually graciously wearing something she made. Graciously wearing something she made. And you see, can you imagine I had to coordinate and everything so it all looks good. I'm talking about the founder and CEO of Bimbo Concept. She's an indigene of Ondo State, a graduate of petroleum marketing technology. She studied at the Petroleum Training Institute here in Nigeria. But as is the story of most Nigerian businesswomen, they train and then end up doing something else. And that's exactly what Bimbo has done. Bimbo, it's so nice to have you as my guest this evening.
Thank you, Aunt Susan.
I'm glad to have you. This is our 4th series in the 5 series on the life of the Nigerian women who are in business and how they survive. But I don't want to be the one telling their stories. It's always good to have them in and have them share their stories with you. So this evening, I'm going to be asking Bimbo to take us through her journey as a woman entrepreneur, specifically dealing in the art of jewelry making. Bimbo, how did it all start for you?
All right. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, everyone who is watching and anyone who's going to be watching. My story is like a story of when I say man proposes, God disposes. Like you said, I went to Petroleum Training Institute. I read petroleum marketing technology, and all my heart desires was just to be like my dad, to work in an oil industry. And I did at some point. I worked with the Upper Petroleum and worked in independent marketing, oil marketing company. But then at some point I got married and I wanted to have my kids. The kids were delaying in coming. You know how it is when,
I know, it becomes a major concern.
It doesn't look like money. You just after the money and, you don't even care. So yes. I resigned, and the first baby came was when the second baby was about to come. The second baby came and I just went to learn. So I felt, okay, while I'm waiting for the job market to call on me, I haven't, spread my CVs everywhere. So I felt that let me work with my hands. I knew I was good with my hands. So I felt, okay, bidding. I saw an advert on television and I felt, okay, let me just use it to while away my time. So
while away your time.
What wasn't planned. I was just, let me while away my time with bidding. Then when I'm called upon, I've put it aside and go for what I felt was my passion. So working a 9 to 5 in our company, and ever since there was no call from them up to this moment. Maybe they'll call me tomorrow. Wow. They'll call me tomorrow. Wow. So I'm glad that I tilted into something that I felt was meant to well with my time, and still in there. And let me say I'm stuck because passion grew, and here I am today.
Okay. Oh, fantastic. I mean, this is an amazing story for something to while away your time to becoming a serious business that has actually made you become a household name in the business of jewelry making. That is amazing. I would want to ask you, at the time you set out to go into jewelry making, becoming a jeweler, I don't think it was an in thing to do at the time. And you know, with Nigerian businesses, when that business is not an all-commerce business that everyone is, you know, veering towards, it can be quite challenging. So how was it like for you having to take that business as full-time when, you know, that call never came?
Okay. I sold my first jewelry, and that was quite encouraging. The fact
How
that
much?
we're not 5,000
Oh
was
my
a
goodness.
lot of money to me then. It was a lot of money.
Wow. How long ago is this? What year was this?
2006. 2006. So it's 14 years this year.
Wow.
And at that time, people were working mostly with they were training people in the secondary schools in the GS3, SS1 thereabout. They were learning the act of bidding, So, and I was in that industry. I didn't like the fact that I was just everywhere, but I didn't. So I now I need to just change my design. So I started towards wire working. I started working with wires. So my jewelry started getting different from the rest. It was like looking like more like jewelry than bead. So I knew, okay, this is it. And that was how I started, going, placing adverts on magazine, and I started people started getting to know me, and I started embracing various exhibitions where I found Mrs. What's her name? Lanre and Anjola.
Lanre Anjola. Okay, I know her.
So she said, "Wow, did you make all this?" I said, "Yeah." "Are you sure you made it, or you imported this from wherever?" I said, "I made everything." Saw that I was making it. Well, I think it was Wedding Planner magazine then. And she said, "You know what? Can we strike a deal? Can you come on my show? I'm not going to give you any money. You're not going to give me any money. Just demonstrate your passion and sell yourself." In fact, it was too good to be true. And that was how I started a segment. I had a segment on her program, and I started teaching
it was a TV program at the time.
It was a TV program, yes. It was shown all over the country, and people were coming from Uyo, Warri, Calabar, to learn how to make jewelry. In Sokoto, I trained my first male in Sokoto, yes. In Lagos, people were coming, and that was it for me.
Okay. So at the time you got this big break, and what you were offering is not something that everybody else is doing. I mean, like you said, most people were doing more beads than wire work. What made you, feel at that time that this was something that would break ground for you in an environment where you know how we are now, Nigerian women? If it's not imported, we don't buy. So for someone to be doing it, I mean, our mentality as Nigerian women. So what was it you saw that made you realize that you had the niche in this market and that it was going to take you further than, what the average Nigerian jeweler out there, would be, opportune to have?
Okay, first of all, at that time, let me say, I learned in a hard way. I didn't know there was anything like niche marketing.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know anything like that. So when I went for the training, I was only taught how to do the work. I wasn't trained in the business side of it. I didn't even know. In fact, I had a very sad story about packaging.
Wow.
Maybe later on we'll delve into that. But basically, I didn't know. I was just doing my thing. I just found that the more I designed, the more creativity came. I was just creating. And then I joined an association, new, where women, NECAS do a network of women entrepreneurs. They were women. So, and that's where I was expressing myself, showcasing myself, did the exhibitions. And anytime we had a networking meeting, I show it to people. But I found out something, that it was the matured mind that actually, accepted my kind of jury.
That embraced your kind of jury.
Exactly. Wow. You're mature. If you're single and you are asking me to make you, it has to be a wedding jewelry, not jewelry, not like you just want to have it on, But I didn't know what was marketing. I was just, making my own thing, and I started servicing this set of people. But now I can tell you that my niche are the people in their 50s upward who are delighted. Okay. Okay.
So you're talking about that the people who you really are targeting are in that age bracket of like their late 40s, 50s upwards.
Exactly.
Why that niche market really? What was it that that you saw that made you realize that this was your market audience?
Okay,
this your target market?
Yes, to be honest, I didn't choose them. They chose me. They chose me, and I realized that these are people who are probably have finished paying school fees or about to finish paying school fees. They want to start delighting. Exactly. They want to delight in that. And now it is my time. I want to enjoy myself. So when I mention fresh water pearls, they understand what it is. If you call a millennial, this is fresh water pearls, they don't really get it. They don't understand. So these are people I service, people in politics, in government, entrepreneurs, executive, female executive, those who
people
are like
who know people who understand the kind of germs you are using. They know their names, they know their price. So when you price the product, they understand what you're saying and why it's that price.
Exactly. Like you now, you are a typical, you are my client. So if I tell you, I know you brought a couple of jewelry from me, fresh water pearls and things like that. So you understand. So when you tell somebody else it's fresh water pearls, it's this price, they don't get it. So those are not my clients.
But you also do special designs for brides.
Yes,
the brides and the mother of the brides for special occasions and all of that. So
yes.
And then of course definitely those are not like in their 40s, 50s. Some of them are young brides.
Yes.
So when you for such brides, do you have to like educate them on what they're wearing, how they will wear it, and all of that? Do you go that far when it comes to rendering the service you render?
The mom had to choose me.
The mother.
Yes. They understand the product, the value. So an average bride may not necessarily come. They do, but it is somebody has to just refer. Somebody elderly, somebody in my circles who has to refer. So I will need to do a lot of work.
Oh wow. Okay, you've been doing this business for 14 years as a woman entrepreneur. First, as a female entrepreneur in an environment like Nigeria, where all you need to do is it's not a case of you starting the business. It comes with a lot of challenges to make sure that your brand is accepted. I haven't done this for 14 years. What would you say has been your story in terms of being able to have that staying power in that industry, to stay relevant there? What would your story be like? Would it be a very easy one? It was an easy thing to do, or were there roadblocks along the line to find your place as a jeweler here in Nigeria and to make inroads, doing what you're doing? Because most businesswomen have their own stories, and some are not too pleasant. They'll tell you it wasn't an easy one. I almost wanted to move away from this, because funding was the problem. Getting people to do the work was the problem. So what was your story like as it concerned being an entrepreneur in this environment?
Okay. I had it very smooth and I had it very rough. It's a combination of it's a mixture of both, you know. So when it's smooth, I'm making money very easily, no one is complaining, it's just going like that, you know. But when it's rough, one of the things that makes it very rough is having to juggle my family and the business. It's a lot. It used to be a big deal for me, having to the kids and the business, you know, that's one. And then I would also say, you know, when clients are not, when I make a jewelry and because every jewelry I make, there is a time bound I put on them, each of them. I don't know how.
Time frame for each one.
For each of them to be sold, I just speak to it and like, this is the time you must, you know, you must go. So when they're not going, it's a challenge for me. What is going on? Why are they not buying jewelry? What is going on? You know, and generally, I'll say that I've been blessed. I've been blessed. I've not had a cost to borrow money from the bank. I started very small with 400 naira.
Wow. What kind of bead was that?
It was a plastic bead. It was a pack of plastic beads, yes. You know, apart from the training money, I'm starting to make my jewelry. I started with 400 naira. It was meant to be a practice, and somebody bought it at 5,000 naira.
Wow.
You know, so then it was
a 5,000 naira jewelry that you sold.
Yes.
Wow.
It was a bag and a jewelry together. Wow. Yes. Okay. You know, so looking back, I'll say I'm blessed. But in the midst of my challenges, I would say that it's been a challenge for me. Looking back, I'm grateful. That's just it. The road has not been so smooth, but I'm very grateful. I'm filled with gratitude.
How would you sum up the industry that you're in, where it is at right now? I mean, there are lots of people who are doing what you're doing. Some of them you've trained, some have been trained by other people. Would you say that the jewelry industry here in Nigeria is as viable when compared to some other countries like India, Italy, Indonesia, some of those places where many of the, even China, many of the jewelry accessories that you guys use for your work come from? Would you say that the environment here is a lucrative one for that industry? And what kind of help do you think that industry is getting government-wise? Is it getting that kind of attention? Is it seen as a business that government should encourage?
Obviously, there is no industry that government should not encourage. The thing is, we are pace setters. Nigerian jewelers, kudos to all of you. We are pace setters. There's a collection by in China. If you go on AliExpress, Alibaba, you see Nigerian design. We were the creator of layers and brooches on the side. It was Nigeria. It was Nigerian jewelers that made corals to be selling.
Wow!
Because it is our culture. Benin wear coral, Ondo wear coral. In fact, most of these from
the Delta, Niger Delta people all wear.
Yes. So we are the reasons why China coral factory is still in business. That is the truth. If you go to, I've been to China and I've been to Dubai. When they see my work, they say, "Wow, did you make this?" They are stunned. Did you make this?
Amazing to know.
Yes, even in Dubai, a friend of mine went to Dubai. She was like, they were just taking a picture. Did you make this?
Wow.
Nigerians are blessed. We are endowed. We are blessed with creativity. It's only our government that are not encouraging us. They are the
Wow.
only that they don't even see the vision of the industry.
I think it runs across all the fashion sector. Even with fashion, it's like you're practically begging government to recognize that this is a multi-billion-dollar business sector that needs to be encouraged, needs to be given money to build and to make it grow and all that. So I kind of get where you're coming from.
There has never been any grant for or loan for jewelers. Every
Wow.
jeweler I know today in Nigeria started very small and growing gradually to where we are today. You know, if you say just Google Nigerian design, you will see that in fact China's are making those layers to enrich themselves.
Wow.
They come to Nigeria. In fact, they are on Instagram.
Are you serious? Are you saying, Bimbo, are you saying here now that the Chinese jewelers actually copy your design and reproduce?
Yes. Of course, you know, in China it is legal to copy. They don't care about intellectual property. It is legal to copy in China. That is what they can. They have the capacity to make millions. I mean, to make so much. So they just go to Instagram and see our work, and they reproduce. They mass produce them.
Wow.
So when it comes to layers and brushes, now we have left it for them. We Nigerian jewelers have moved on. We no longer do those layers and brooches, you know, except very minimal. So we are the reasons why crystal beads was selling. Crystal beads were selling in China. So we are pace setters. We have made our mark. We are pace setters, but unfortunately, our governments are not even seeing it. They're not seeing it. There's no way you will want to get married without jewelry. There's no. It's not possible.
Yeah. Yes, and you know, I know with brides, they want it customized.
Exactly. So why can't the industry be encouraged by the government? Why? You know, so
I do hope someone in government is listening, and I'm sure they will when they watch it again on our channel, YouTube channel. But Bimbo, let me take you back to something you said earlier. You were talking about the fact that sometimes you found it easy and you've been blessed in this journey as a jeweler. Out of doing this, what would you say from having done this for 14 years, what would you say has been your own survival power to remain a recognized brand? You know, like I said earlier, there are lots of people in the industry now doing unusual, unique, beautiful neck pieces, customized one, and all of that. But what is your own staying power? What is it that stands you out amongst everyone else that are in that industry right now? Because I see people trying to stand out. So what would you say yours is? What is that standout USP thing that makes you different and has kept you in the business?
One thing for sure, I am blessed with creativity. I'm blessed.
I agree.
Thank you. Every opportunity I have to unleash my creativity, I just want to express myself. Now, the fact that I hardly use beads that are common.
Yeah.
If you go out there where they sell beads and everything, you will not see the kind of beads I use. So one thing that stands me out, I tell my clients, I design one-of-a-kind jewelry for the one-of-a-kind woman.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a nice line for you as well. One-of-a-kind jewelry for the one-of-a-kind woman.
Exactly. That is my elevation pitch, actually. You know, so I can now tell you that if you buy this from me, you cannot find it out there. They will try to copy it, not find it. They won't see it. That is something that is standing me out. Every woman wants to be unique. I wish that this
exactly. I agree.
You know, so I mean, I wish that this is not actually true, because when I travel, I go to Thailand to source for my stones. I go to China. So when I buy them, I buy the limited version. As in, when it's up to like 10 of them, I pack all the 10. So that when I going to have another one, there's no other one. Those are the things I go for. Unfortunately, when I now make, people now say, I want it, and you can't find it again. You know, so that is what is keeping me in business. The fact that you cannot find 2 of the things. You can, even if you find 2, you can't find 3. So that is the whole, like, be unique. And like statement jewelry, something that you cannot easily find. You go to a party, you see people wearing same of the same. But once you wear beam beads, you are sure to stand out. I make
you can see me showing up.
You people, even if they are,
because I agree totally with you. Because every time I've worn your pieces, whether here or in the US, you know, I mean, they're like, oh my goodness, where did you get this? I mean, I actually go to the stores, I see unusual things, but that, you know, the fact that this is handmade and customized for me, you know, gives me that confidence. You know, you can walk tall and feel good and know that you're the only one rocking this. So I agree that that actually is the staying power for someone like you.
Yes, that is what keeps me in business. That's what keeps me in business. If I happen to see the expression of my clients, oh my God, it just you know, gives me so much pleasure. And
So what, you know, I know that Beam Beats is not just about you making jewelry. I also know that you do master classes for prospective jewel, you know, in those who want to go into that industry. In your journey as a teacher, you know, what have you taken away from, you know, your class, your students when they come? What is it that you get that gives you fulfillment, you know, hearing them, seeing their passion, hearing them talk about why they want to do this and the passion they have? What do you take away from that makes you feel accomplished as a woman entrepreneur, seeing other women? And I know that men too do bead as well. They're also in that industry now.
Sure, we have a few guys, yes. You know, one thing is I teach them concept. I don't teach them designs. Because once you teach people designs, they keep replicating that design, and that was what happened to the layers and brooches that went viral. You know, so I teach concepts. So when I create a design, I tell them, go and do something else with this design. Create your own design out of this. That I know this is the only thing we can create. No way. You'll be amazed. By the time they come back the next day, it's totally what I don't ever think, what I haven't ever thought of. They'll just bring it on the table. Wow. Like, wow. You see? So I push them. And you know, I learned from on the job. I learned in the hard way on the job. Let me give you this short story. I had a very big client in the Alakija family. So I made something very nice, and I now gave it to her. She wanted it. She said, how much? I told her 7,000. And said, okay, let me have it. And I put this set in, please don't crucify me. I put the set in a black nylon bag.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I can't believe you did that.
I did. You know, I didn't know anything. I was not taught.
Terrible presentation.
I'm telling you. So I put it in a black nylon and I gave it to her. And apparently she just got back from the bank where she went to deposit her jewelry. And so there was this
off my mouth.
Please close it. Of course, I will try that now. You know, so she had an empty jewelry box. She brought it out and she placed my jewelry in it and said, if you had said that this jewelry is 50,000 naira, with this, putting it in this box, the way it is, I'll buy it.
And I've paid you.
Yes. I've paid you. And that was it for me.
Wow.
Now, how come I wasn't taught?
It's called packaging.
Yes. How come I was not told?
Brand packaging.
That was where I know, okay, so this is it. And I went to brand my boxes. I started making boxes and I branded them. Not just boxes, the pouches, the carrier bags, you know. And
You learned the hard way. You learned the hard way.
Yes, it was a tough lesson.
And from that kind of person, that was a major one.
Sure. Then when I teach my client and my students, I don't even, practical is the last thing. I first of all talk to you, talk to your psyche. Are you sure you're ready for it? It's not, it's the people, because I guess people think that makers or jewelers are dropouts, or they are, you know, illiterate or something like that.
They've never been. They've never been. They've never been.
And they know. I have taught medical doctors. They're not even as creative. They know the book, fine. They know the anatomy of human, they know biology. But when it comes to the so when they come and say, so this is this, because oh, you think it's for dropouts. And I tell them, yeah, dropouts will make theirs. If you're educated, you make yours and you'll see the difference. So before I even delve into practical, I first of all talk to their psyche. I teach them soft skills that will enhance the business. About the package, this is what I just told you now. I usually mention it, you know, all sorts of stories that have, you know, that have made me, you know, learn, and now I've relearned and I've unlearned. You know, I teach them on everything.
You know, we keep on learning, all of us. We keep on learning on the job.
Yeah.
So, Bimbo, let me ask you this. Being a woman entrepreneur in Nigeria, haven't been in it for 14 years, haven't waited for a corporate job that never came, and now have a success story as Bimbi's Concept founder and CEO. Would you say that the Nigerian woman in business in this environment has had it easy?
Not at all. Even if you are born with a silver spoon, there will be a time you will cry. I have cried so many times. My BKP has risen and dropped so many times.
Wow.
I have fasted so many times. I've done dry fasting so many times. I've done, of course. I've done live video. Yes. I've done live video several times. So why would any woman be subject to all those kind of things? There's a time when, even if you're married, your husband will not, you just cry. You will cry very well. You will cry very well once you finish crying. So what is the next thing to do? It has never been, average Nigerian female entrepreneur, I'm not sure ever had it, you know, so smooth. I'm not sure. Especially if you're married or you have kids, to juggle the family and the business. If you're getting too ambitious, I don't know, your husband could say you like money, you prefer, you know, how men behave sometimes. So I'm blessed with a great guy, you know. So I mean, it's really never easy. And there was a time we went for a pageant. All the contestants were our jury. We signed a contract of 3 years, and it was okay. We can't leave there until the winner is
over.
Yes, we can't leave. So when we're leaving, it's around 1 a.m.
Wow.
Yes. And I'm like, should we sleep or we should not sleep? Should we sleep? Although we'll be given a room, but my team will say, don't worry, we can make it. Let's go.
Wow.
So there was this particular day that we just hit the road on the 3rd Milan Bridge, like 1:30 a.m.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. And I had to drop my staff, not even at home, somewhere. I don't know how they got to. They said, don't worry, we will make it. Don't worry, we will make it.
Wow.
We prayed from the beginning of Sutherland Bridge till the end of Sutherland Bridge. If anything happens to the car, I mean, wow. You know, so those are the times when I look and I say, people, you have really paid your dues, though. You know, and we've had it nice. One of my team came a few days ago to the house. She wore a dress. I said, this dress is familiar. I said, yes, so this is when we went to a sister last end of the year party when Whiskey sang. I remember when we go for shows like that as a brand.
Wow.
They'll call brand to come and enjoy yourself, unleash. So we dance and like, oh, so people are even you even enjoy. You don't come and be saying, you know. So we've had it rough, we've had it, you know, great.
Fine. So on a last note now, what would you be saying to other female entrepreneurs like you right now in the industry that you are in, that are right now not sure if they can overcome the challenges they are faced with because of the fact that, you know, especially right now with COVID and all of that, I mean, it's hard for even those who are established to still keep their head above water. It's not talk of someone who is just starting out. What would you be saying to those ones who are starting out and those who have been in it for a while and are still having to roughen it to still stay afloat?
First of all, and you need to ask yourself, you need to know who you are. You need to ask yourself that, am I called into this business? Because you really have to be called. Am I called into this business? Or you feel that, oh, people are making money and I need to now, you know, join the train. So if you feel that you are called into the business, this advice is for you. There'll be so many distractions. You need to stay focused. Not everything you see on social media is real. Not everything you see on social media is real. You see some people say sold out.
It's a lie. It's all strategy. Bimbo, it's all strategy.
Okay. They will say sold out, whereas they are crying that they have not made any sale. So if you look at social media, you will cry. You think that people are not patronizing me. But you'll be shocked. A lot better than some people are saying sold out. You know, they'll say we have 20 of these sold out. Whereas maybe they didn't even buy nothing was sold. So you need to be committed. Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. You need to be focused. It's where you're going that you're looking at. Don't look at what anybody's saying. Then another thing is the kind of friends that you have around you. Okay, now list 5 of your friends, your close friends. It is the way your friends are. That is what you are going to be, or that is who you are. So you need to know if you're going to be successful. First of all, look at yourself, look at your friends.
The circle of friends.
Yes. So if you just see that people that are around you, they are not. You cannot envy them. Purposive envy. Forget it. You are not going to live where you are going. Have you heard of the crab syndrome? If you put 10 crabs in a bucket and one is going up, the remaining 9 will pull that one down. You're not going. Yes. So
all in the same boat.
Yes, you're not going anywhere. So if you think that you can manage yourself with the kind of people that are around you, you can, because they say, so maybe it's not the right.
The rich make friends with the rich.
I don't even mean it in that way, but what I meant is that is the way your friends are, that is what you're portraying. So if you cannot envy the lifestyle of your friends, forget it. You are not moving anywhere. So you need to look at people in your circles, in your inner circles. So the friends you move around with is very important. If they cannot patronize you, they cannot encourage you, forget it. Delete them and create your friends.
Press the delete button.
Exactly. They're your thoughts, the kind of thoughts that you have the kind of thoughts that you think also affect. See, all those things I'm a life coach. I'm a life coach, so I understand when you're not happy, things will not move in your business. If you're not happy, sales will not come. There's this thing about there's this energy around people that are happy. Is that they're always having it. It's clients, but when you're always feeling sad,
The energy is always positive.
Yes, if your energy is positive, you attract positive things. If the energy is negative, good things repel. They just run away from you. When the client is meant to buy from you, they just catch you. They don't even know the reason why not even buying. But they just say, I just don't like her the way she is. I just don't want to buy.
Wow.
You know, so your attitude is very important. Your customer service, your packaging is not only of the product, but of yourself.
Well, yeah.
Whenever people see you, they see you first before the product. So if you don't look like somebody that I want to associate myself with, I will not, you know, I won't patronize you. And so
that's true. That's true, because what just to buttress what you're saying.
Okay.
Sometimes when you say you want to sell a product for 50,000 naira, and the client comes and look at you and be wondering, why would I pay 50,000? You don't even look like someone that should give 20,000 naira to. So why would I buy? Meanwhile, what you're actually saying at 50,000 is worth 50,000 and even more. But because you as a person don't have that image, physical image that says, oh, I mean, I should feel proud to pay 50,000 for this because she looks like $100,000 person. I got what you're saying.
Exactly. You know, sometimes if I want to say, I don't know if I told you this, and probably I have a product for, let's say, just say 10K, and somebody is ready to pay 10,000 naira, but the person doesn't have good attitude. You know, she's not going to rock it well. And somebody who is going to rock it says she wants to buy it for 8K. I rather sell it to somebody who is buying for 8K.
Oh, wow! Because of the way the person's going to rock that product.
I hope
I'm rocking good tonight.
Of course now.
Oh my goodness. I'm rocking. Oh my God. Bimbo, you will kill me this evening. This has been very exciting and enjoyable evening. And I know there's some of your colleagues that are watching, and I appreciate them being here. I can see Beat Beats by UBs.
Okay.
On. I can't wear my glasses. I'm thanking you for joining, and I hope that this evening has been a very inspiring one. Bimbo, if we continue, we will exceed the time that we have. So I just want to say thank you for graciously accepting to be my 4th guest on this 5-part series. And I can assure you that everything you've said today has not only done something to me, who is also in talking with you, but I'm sure to other people who are going to watch a replay of this when we put it back on Instagram later and also on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I'm sure I will bring you back again. If you allow me.
I'll be delighted. Sure, I'll be delighted. Thank you.
So on that note, everyone who joined us, we want to say thank you for being a part of this series in conversation with Susan Eyo-Ikpe. And I can assure you, I promise you, like I've been doing every week, to bring you another exciting woman entrepreneur. The last of this series next week. So on that note, I want to say thank you and thank you and thank you. Have a lovely, lovely day. Thank you, Bimbo.
Thank you.